I would like to ask of Maharishi, if I could, a question from the press on this subject. The question is from a science writer. Maharishi has recently declared that through his training, quote, leaders will learn how to engage total natural law to work for them to fulfill their desires. What are the mechanics whereby one human being can marshal all the cosmic forces in the universe to satisfy his personal wants and needs? Does the vast universal intelligence have more important things to attend to?
The answer is very simple. Enormous, huge intelligence of natural law is already in action at every point in creation. From every point in creation to innumerable points in creation, to that unboundedness, already the natural law is there. It's a matter of human awareness reaching that transcendental area and engaging that in one's thinking and action and behavior. That's all. The thing is already there. The thing is already there. It has not to be brought from anywhere far away. The mind has to dive within itself, and then it is there within it. Like the whirlpool, like the whirlpool in a river. A whirlpool, surface activity, and it takes everything to that point value. So at every point, total natural law is already functioning. Now it's a matter of taking the human mind to that level and becoming familiar with that entirety of functioning of total natural law. That's why we say on that level there, in the transcendent, one engages total natural law to work for his desire. So this is just what we described today, the fully awake state of consciousness. Fully awake transcendental consciousness is just fully awake consciousness. Fully awake consciousness. So that unified field of natural law is lively in one's own mind, and from there the mind projects a thought. Then this projection of a thought engages total natural law, and when the thought is projected by total natural law, then total natural law is invincibly almighty. It fulfills the desire. This is just a way of saying that you engage total natural law to work for you. Spontaneously engage. Because transcendental consciousness means it is beyond the dimensions of space and time. It is beyond limitations of space and time. It is on the unlimited level, and total natural law functions on its own level, and this is that level of functioning of total natural law, and mind getting to that level engages it in one's own awareness, and then every thought from that level of mind is supported by total natural law. So the situation is that it is already the life principle. Total natural law is not a foreign entity. It is life itself. Only a matter of, if you want something, you have to go where that thing is. If you want to get something, you go where it is. The total natural law is there beyond the limitations of space-time boundaries. It is in the transcendental consciousness. And we have taught transcendental consciousness 40, 50 years ago throughout the world and all that. The advantages are there, so much there. So it is this individual awareness capturing the totality of natural law. And now we want collective consciousness of a nation to have that support of total natural law, which is invincible, infinite, invincible, omnipresent. Omnipresent word is applicable only to the transcendental level. So the situation of life is in terms of that total natural law. It's nothing to be brought from anywhere. It is life itself. Only now we talk, in order to talk about it, we talk in terms of wakefulness, we talk in terms of energy, we talk in terms of intelligence, we talk of support of nature, we talk of life of, in the light of God, unified field. All these words have the same meaning, that there is a level of life where everything is completely open to its own totality. That is natural law. And it has taken those 40, 50 years. When I started the movement, I thought for the world to get to this may take 10 years, 12 years. But it continued. I was not aware of such a big field of ignorance. It's just a matter of outer and inner. The body is there, the physical body, outer shell of life. But the outer shell is made from the inner content of intelligence, of consciousness, natural law. So the outside surface has become important and the inner has become hidden. So because of this outer layer and inner layer, the procedure for getting into the innermost is called meditation. And then we say transcendental meditation. Go beyond, transcend boundaries, and transcend the finest boundary, and you are beyond the boundaries of space and time. You are in the timeless value of knowledge, which has infinite creativity in it, The whole manifest physical universe is the expression of that non-physical, transcendental, eternal, unified wholeness of natural law. Infinity, we say, infinity. So all the knowledge, Veda means total knowledge. Where is total knowledge? It is between the infinity and its own point. This is the Veda. Total knowledge is in that whirlpool. Example is a whirlpool. Surface rounding waters, surface circles, and then come down finer point, and come down to finest point. So this this picture gives us how different levels of reality, surface level of reality, and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and deepest will be the point level of reality. So from the inner, from the outermost surface, physical, and then inner, less physical, less physical, less physical, and then pure consciousness, transcendental consciousness. This is scientifically, physiologically discovered and proclaimed how many, 6-7 years ago. This is Rajaram, His Majesty Rajaram. He was crowned to be the first ruler of the global country of world peace. We are proud of him. And he was weighed in gold just for this discovery that the outer physical is just nothing other than precipitated inner field of intelligence. An inner field of intelligence structures itself as speech, and the speech vibrations, they become more and more concrete. The whole physiology, His Majesty Rajaram has showed, the whole physical is nothing, is just nothing, underlined with capital, is nothing other than consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. Now it's a different thing that the world doesn't know. But that is the level of being. That's the level of being. That's the level transcendental consciousness. And Veda is the language of that level. It's not a human concept. Veda is not a human language. It's not a human language. It's the language of infinity. Language itself, it speaks itself. Intelligence. This is the only difference that has remained to be filled. The difference is that the modern science, being a physical science, it's a physical, it explores into the finest value and doesn't transcend. Mathematical equations indicate transcendental. Mathematical indications are transcendental. But the reality is not within the range of science. It is in the range of technology that the mind can be completely identified with it. Mind is just the consciousness, the structure of consciousness. The structure of consciousness at that level is completely on its own. And whatever reverberations, it is called Shruti, that is heard. And what is heard is Smriti, memory. It has its own memory. It has its own memory. And the Purans, Puran means ancient. So Shruti, Smriti, Puran, these are the three values which bring about the reality of life. And this is how unity is diversity. We don't say unity becomes diversity. Unity is diversity, because ultimately, on the surface, it shows this is outer physical, this is inner non-physical outer. But this physical and non-physical, physical and non-physical consciousness They are not two different things. They are one and the same thing. For this discovery, Rajaram was weighed in gold. A scientist was made in gold because he has discovered the language of the unified field. Veda, the Vedic language, Vedic mantras, they are not human concepts, they are not human speech, they are the speech of the natural law. Speech of the natural law, different levels of the speech of natural law. And these are the devatas, Shiva, Vishnu, Ganpati, these. Not understanding, people have gone astray from their total potential, gone away. But people may go away, but the reality is reality. It is unified field. It is on its own. It's a world on its own. And that world is the world of memory, the world of sound, Shruti, and the world of the unmanifest field, having the whole memory of the manifest. The whole memory of the manifest. Shruti, Smriti, Puran. This is Vedic wisdom. This is Vedic wisdom. When we are talking of living unity in the midst of diversity, we are talking of this level, which is really the level of life. Which is really the level of life. The others are concepts. Others are different levels of the concept, the different levels of concepts. Reality is consciousness, intelligence, which we say the light of God, natural law, in whatever words we say. But that is for experience. It is through transcending finer and finer fields of intelligence and transcending. That is the reality. We can call it in terms of unified field, or to be precise about it, to be mathematically true about it, we have to talk its own language. We have to, and it's possible. That is the language of unity consciousness, Brahmi Chaitana. That is the language, Aham Brahmasmi, I am totality. That's a different language, it's a different language. People understand it or don't understand it. It has nothing to do with understanding or not understanding. Those who are understanding, they are understanding. Those who experience, they experience. Those who don't, they don't. But the reality is that reality which is in our custody. Total reality is in our custody. That's why we want to have our world so perfect, so peaceful, so harmonious. Bliss is the word. Anand. Ananda Deo Kallibani Bhutani Jayante Anande Nijatani Bhivanti. There's a big, huge uproar of Ananda, bliss. Who sings it? Bliss itself sings it. This is Vedic. This is Veda. It's not a human song. It's not a human singing. It's not human singing. It's not human song. No. It's the most delicate level of life, which is intelligence, pure, transcendental, pure intelligence. Pure. That is that level where intelligence assumes the role of creative intelligence. These two words, intelligence and creative intelligence. Now, from where the creative intelligence comes? The word intelligence is creative intelligence because this intelligence knows itself. Knowing itself, it is knowing itself, it is creative intelligence. Being itself is intelligence. Knowing itself, it is creative intelligence. Fine, very fine level of difference. It is there where unity is diversity. It is there on that fine level where intelligence is creative intelligence. When one is two, when two is three, where three is four, like that. So when we say unity, diversity, it's not a it's not a conjecture. It's not only an intellectual fulfillment. It is intellectual fulfillment, but more than intellectual fulfillment. It is on the level of being, beyond the field of intellect. Beyond the field of intellect. It is on the level of being. So the Vedic means with reference to being, and with reference to being means only on the level of being. It's not manipulated from a distance. The Sanskrit things are so very delightful. What they say about it, how they describe it? They described it saying, Yato vacho nivartante tadham paramam mama. Yato vacho nivartante. From where the speech returns. Speech is not able to enter it, because entering it, it's no more speech. It is the speaker himself. It's all unified. Very delightful field of, that is the delight of the enlightened. That is the field in which the play field of the enlightened. That the play field of the enlightened. What we have done, we thought we have taught enough individuals like that, and now we must create a government worthy of this level of society, unity, consciousness. With that, we crowned Rajaram to be the first ruler of the age of enlightenment. Something real, an administrator who promotes life on that level of unity consciousness. It's something beyond description, beyond speech, beyond understanding. It's the field of being, and that is the government we have floated. And on that basis, we are floating now, universally floating system of administration, which may be worthy of administration, which will be capable of prevention-oriented, problem-free administration. This is our aspiration. The world, take it. Make hay when the sun shines. This is the first generation after so many centuries that the opportunity is there. Don't miss this time, where the whole global government is sponsoring a system of administration, sponsoring a law which is natural law from the scientific point of view, which is the will of God from the religious language point of view, which is simply natural from the level of one's own being, from that one's own being. So our stand is very delightful stand, and we want to play on this field and invite everyone to join us in this golf course. Everyone come with it. It's a very delightful field. And now Hegelin is calling all the scientists who have been dedicating their life on all these fine scratching of reality, finer and finer scratching of reality. Now there is an ocean of knowledge available completely, authentically, verifiably, and it's available practically to life. It's very, very beautiful thing. That is our delight, and that we want to share to be the delight of everyone